think coming together, creating this small business alliance will change anything?
Well, I think there is strength in numbers, and I think it's important that the people in the community are able to have a place where they can talk safely amongst each other. When we join together, they know there's 100 voices behind it. And the more people we have, the more we can spread it out into the community.
If we look at medicine that was available, and I'm not meaning medicine, I'm talking over-the-counter standard products like Charlotte's Web, which was the beginning point of the CBD movement in itself. Its ability to actually help a young girl who was named Charlotte, and she had seizures, which really got people looking at the impacts of these molecules, these cannabinoids. The reality is that that product is no longer able to get to a consumer in this state. This state has, within the new laws that were just formed within July, prevent anything over 750 milligrams, which is a very small dose, of CBD full spectrum. This destroys people's access to getting things that they might have been using for years. Not only is the consumer impacted by not being able to get what they absolutely need, businesses are impacted. So what's the alternative? Well, you can go to the dispensary and pick this up. So now we've taken what was once a business and a freedom of being able to do business around a product. We've been imposed by a state law that now crushes every small business and other brand that's there, and it hands the business to large MSOs. In other states, those larger organizations can only grow as big as a mom and pop. And it hands it directly into the hands of large organizations that are completely national and, in fact, global. And it crushes all of our ability to actually be a small business and be successful.
There is an unfair stacked advantage for large corporations to operate almost without impunity here in Connecticut. The cannabis space is needed to be expanded. At the end of the day, my concern is for the patients here in Connecticut and for their access to safe, clean, affordable medicine. And right now I know for a fact medical patients and recreational patients alike are suffering. And I think it's important that instead of pointing fingers, we create solutions.
The initial mission for the company, for the Alliance, is very specifically to reach all consumers and all people involved with cannabis. From the individual consumer who just wants to know what's going on a legal and legitimate platform where there is no gray lines, for the business and the person that wants to maybe start, for the company or the organization who's already built a business around cannabis but needs to reach more customers or needs to reach more people, for the organizations that are in cannabis that are starting to form and they need outlets and conversations and business. So our goal very specifically was to give people an outlet to business, mentorship or education, to give people an outlet to having a voice as a group and the lobbying that comes behind it to protect us as we build these businesses and these entities.
I think these organizations are really important to bring people together. Not just for networking, but they're also looking to have a mentoring program, which I think is really important. And again, everyone's on the same side. There's healthy competition, and I think that hopefully this organization is something that can support and foster a healthy market. So I feel like I always like to take that role and putting it back, the emphasis back on the consumer and what the patient needs and what we need to really start getting well again and healthy and have a different understanding of health and wellness that cannabis plant and other plant medicine can bring that pharmaceuticals usually don't.
It's important that the public gets good education, good knowledge about the plant, good quality cannabis, good guidance, good direction on where to go, and access. The more places there are, the more access there is. It's important that we break the stigma out there that cannabis is something bad. You'd be amazed at how many people still think that. It is medicine. It is a plant, and it can be used for the benefit of mankind.